Call to order. I'd like to welcome all the folks attending the evening. Meeting this evening, our July South Gilday Township Board of Supervisors. And also thank you for attending. Roll call. We have 4 supervisors present. Mark Murphy, our 5th supervisor, is by telephone this evening. Supervisor, our township solicitor, our township assistant manager and fire chief, our township engineer, and our financial director, and also our public works director, also present. This evening, folks, our next thing is agenda to pledge allegiance. But I would ask you to do something for me this evening, something special. We're going to stand and do the pledge of course, and also when after a pledge, let's have a moment of silence for this fellow that was life taken at the Butler rally. Okay, his name is Corey. Hope I pronounced this right. Eric Porter. By age 50, fire chief, Army reservist. His life was taken by the sniper, and what a heroic thing he did. His first thought was to protect his family. Heroically, he did that. So right after the pledge, we'll have a moment of silence for. Please stand for a second.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Remain standing, and we'll have one moment of silence for Corey. Thank you. Okay, next on the agenda is the public comment time. The Township Board of Supervisors allocates a period of time for this item for those individuals who would like the opportunity to address the Board of Supervisors on any matter. Each person addressing the Board of Supervisors is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. I would let the folks from Farley Drive or Road, if you're here this evening, you can do it now on the public comment, or you can wait. You have letter A under new business, you can speak to that item, whatever you choose to do. Okay, Mr. Ziegler.
What's preferred?
What's that?
What's preferred?
You have a section here. I would do it under letter A, because that's my recommendation.
Okay, that's fine.
So you have ample time to see. Mr. Ziegler, is there any other folks or public comments this evening?
Yeah, so I have three people signed up from Farley Avenue that would like to speak. I have a gentleman who is on the agenda, letter C. Gentleman, Mr. Dugan, I believe he's a scoutmaster. Yep, he is on the agenda for letter F. So we don't have anybody who's not on the agenda that signed up.
Okay. Meeting minutes, number 40 agenda. Need a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the Board of Supervisors on June 25, 2024.
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Bull. Second, Mr. Grego. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes on June 25th, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Mark, there. Hey, Mark.
Listen.
Yeah, I thought he was.
I'm back.
Okay, hey, Mark, we just asked for a vote on the meeting minutes for the Board of Supervisors, June 25th. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes 5-0. Also need a motion to approve the Board of Supervisors special meeting on July 1st, 2024. Motion. Thank you, Mr. Grego. Need a second, please.
Second.
Thanks, Mr. Bull. Any further discussion or any discussion on the matter? All those in favor of approving the minutes for July 1st, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Mark, you there?
Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Okay, motion carries 5-0. Number 5, financial business. Approval of payroll for the period of June 9th, 2024 through June 22nd, 2024, and June 23, 2024 through July 6, 2024, and bills for the period of June 22nd, 2024 through July 19th, 2024. Motion, please. Thank you, Mr. Bull. Second. Thank you, Mr. Garrett. Any discussion on financial business? All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Mark. Motion carries. Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Number 6, announcements and recognitions. Executive, well, what you do, folks, we held an executive session on July 10th, 2024 concerning a personnel matter. At this time, I'd like to bring your attention concerning Chief Jordan. He's our fire chief of the South Carolina Township. I'd like to read something to you because it's quite an honor for not only for Jordan, but also an honor for the township. We've had a fire chief that's on the move. He's proactive and he's doing a really superb job for our township. Personally, I'm very pleased. I'm sure the board is very pleased. I'd like to read this to you. Jordan was elected to the board of directors of Volunteer and Combination Officers section of the International Association of Fire Chiefs. The IAFC is the largest organization, just under 10,000 members, representing fire and emergency service leadership in the United States and across the world. VCOS is the largest section of the IAFC with 2,500 members. The section focuses primarily on combination and volunteer fire departments, and it is voice for national initiatives and projects. The section works regularly with the federal government through advocacy and hearing for the United States Fire Administration, Congress, and the Office of the President. Jordan has been involved with the IAFC for many years, not only taking leadership development courses through them, but working on projects and teaching as a contractor and speaking at conferences. Throughout the U.S., Jordan has taught courses on firefighter recruitment and retention, cultural collaboration, combination fire systems, inclusivity, and fire and emergency services. Jordan has spoken at several regional and national conferences on topics concerning organizational change, leading as a millennial, recruitment and retention, and community engagement. Jordan has also worked as a subject matter expert on national projects related to recruitment and retention. On a state level, Jordan was a subject matter expert for the Senate's SR 6 report on emergency services and currently serves on the State Fire Commissioner's focus group for recruitment and retention. Before I conclude this, certain congratulations. Would you please tell the folks a little bit more about this? Because I'm cold turkey on this. I don't know what I'm ready to get. So tell them that how many do you have to go to certain meetings, or what is your responsibility?
Yeah, there's a board that's made up of 10 people from the section of the Volunteer and Combination Officer section of the IFC. So we meet monthly and some larger meetings quarterly to discuss issues that are active across the entire United States. We also have the opportunity to meet with the federal government pretty frequently to advocate for issues for volunteer and combination fire departments throughout the year.
Well, kind of what number of career firefighters we have, and also the number of volunteers we have now.
First, we have 9 full-time firefighters plus myself, and we have 7 part-time firefighters. In addition, we have approximately 35 volunteers between active firefighters and support staff that help with administration, bingo, fundraising, those types of things.
Folks, here, Mr. Moore, this time, he is ready to direct our fire department. Real fine fire department. I'd like to say congratulations to Jordan, Chief Jordan, and his continuing leadership and hard work, providing South Bay Township with a top-notch hybrid fire department. Congratulations. Folks, if you just bear with me, you don't let me read tonight, but I don't do myself. I want to recognize someone else, a member of our police department. Officer Nicholas Ireland became South Bay Township Police Department's first ever drug recognition expert, as certified by the International Association of Chiefs of Police. Ireland's multi-level DARE training culminated with a month-long process of classroom training and testing and practical training and testing with a live drug-impaired subjects. Ireland joins approximately 250 other DRE officers, troopers statewide who are on call through the Pennsylvania TPUI and are trained to recognize impairment drivers under the influence of drugs other than or in addition to alcohol. DRE officers evaluate the driver at the time of the arrest to identify the class of drugs responsible for the observed impairment. Additionally, DRE officers are recognized as expert witnesses to assist with testimony at the trial. Upon reading this, once again, our police department, which I'm proud of also, a big supporter of our three departments in this township. Congratulations, Nicholas Ireland, and also kudos go to the type of fire chiefs we have up there, or police chiefs we have up there, and encourage these people for continuing education and getting involved above and beyond the call of duty in this township. And I congratulate Nicholas and Chief Hill. Thank you very much for staying here with me. Mr. Zimmer, you want to take that next announcement?
Yeah, sure. The township recently had an inquiry from a resident looking to purchase one of our South Strip Main Township flags. If you haven't seen it, it's the white one over there in the corner. Very nice flag. It's an outdoor flag. So anyone who would like to buy one of those flags, they could please email me, give me a call at the township, or just see me after the meeting. If we can get a batch of like six or more, we can get a much better rate. So if you're interested in one of those flags, please let me know.
Thank you. Yep. Number 7, township reports and presentations. Letter A, municipal separate storm sewer system MS4 report. The Board of Supervisors allocates a period of time during this item for comments regarding the topic of stormwater. Each person addressing the Board of Supervisors is asked to limit their comments to a maximum of 3 minutes. Would anybody like to speak on MS4 this evening?
Jordan?
No one's indicated.
On the township manager report.
A couple of things this evening. Start off with my building report. Dick's Sporting Goods over in Old Mill. The plan review has finally been completed, and the building permit is looking to be issued very soon. The Verizon store, there's one going in where the former Zoo store was over in Old Mill. That's in plan review right now. The Greenbrier treatment over on Manor Drive, they're doing a lobby renovation over there. That's in plan review currently. And then finally, Tanger Outlet's putting an EV charging station in up there. That's the plan review has been approved for that, and they've applied for an electrical permit. And then Parks and Recreation, I like to bring something up every month on this. Kennywood tickets are still on sale at the office. Residents only. You can get as many as you like at $32 a piece, and they can be used anytime during the summer through the September 14th season. Also, Parks and Recreation is sponsoring a train ride to Elkins, West Virginia on the Durban and Greenbrier Railroad. That's going to take place on October the 11th. Take that train ride. You can enjoy some fall foliage. It goes from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., and you'll get to enjoy lunch on the train as well. The bus would leave the township here at 8:15. It's $140 for residents and $150 for non-residents. And then lastly, South Strip Main Township Community Day is coming right up here. It's Saturday, August 17th from 11 to 5. It's going to be held at the community park. Just a couple of things that are planned so far. The Wild World of Animals will be there from 1 to 2. Wild Things, some members of the baseball team will be there at 12:30 to sign some autographs, and you can meet those guys. And then bingo will be taking place at 3 o'clock. There'll be food trucks throughout the day, a dunk tank, some other vendors, and a balloon artist, and a fire truck demo. So it's a good time to get out and spend some time with your neighbors. Again, that is August 17th from 11 to 5.
Thank you, Christian. That was the report we have on the township solicitor, Mr. Baker.
The office has been involved with some issues involving land development, some other issues, personnel issues, but it's been pretty quiet, which is a good thing, I guess.
Good report.
I like them short, Judge Gilmore, keep it short.
Rob, our township engineer.
There's been a number of things going on in the perfect manner, additional follow-up items as far as remedial work that needs to be done. They have not started that work yet. They've pivoted, and I'm not exactly sure who's at this time. There's some things going on here, other things as well. Kind of trying to keep up with Terry Grove and what's happening over there. Again, as soon as that phase 2 work starts to be back on site, we do not have anybody there right now. MS4 support, I guess the only update I have on MS4 front is we had what I think was a pretty productive meeting with Scavati's about an MS4 stormwater complaint. We'll be following up on that in the coming weeks. No real updates on the last two items, the Station 44 EDA, the Washington County LSA had released the funds for last year's LSA board jam. So those are questions, that's all I have as well.
Anyone have any questions? for our engineers?
We had some issues first now with the storm sewer drainage and things not being right. I guess my question is, how did this happen if we have an inspector on site? And if what we see ain't right, how about what's underground?
Most of what is being fixed in a perfect manner is related to where the final road grades were set. So they didn't set the tops of the catch basins where it needs to be. So they need to come back and fix them so we can get the road grade and get the water in. A lot of times it's hard to tell until they get the final road grade in place and start paving. That's kind of what happened this time. When we went through with them the first time, the first walkthrough, they assured us, we'll be able to get it with the asphalt when we come back. We went back again and they can't get it. So that's why they have to readjust the top. So most of the things that are happening right now are adjustments to grade or adjustments to paving. Our inspectors or observers, they kind of contractors set the grades. At the end of the day, it is their responsibility to make sure it's right. To observe the things that were done underground. Actually, I'm less concerned over that versus what we can see right now. The piping that went in, there was really no issues with. Everything went in. Here's the plan.
That somebody was on site and inspected all
Yes.
that?
Yes.
You don't see a need to hire somebody to run cameras through there just to be sure?
We don't typically camera the storm stores. We did camera and televise the sanitary stores.
Right.
For acceptance.
I just,
We can certainly do that.
in 20 years, whenever things, if they weren't done right and it starts to show up, it's on the taxpayers to pay to fix.
Right.
And I don't think that's right, especially if it's something that we could have avoided at this juncture. I mean,
I don't think it's unreasonable to do a little bit of extra inspection on a development like that if it's something you feel strongly about.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, I'm sorry.
I think he raised a good point, because I know we did a sewer project years ago, and then it wasn't put in a proper way. It's another municipality. And then what happens is, like you said, 15 years later, then problems start things. So you do have somebody there watching the installation of the stormwater.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody was on site while everything was being done, sanitary and storm, in the road grade for that matter. They were off site. A lot of those grades were being shot by a surveyor who was working for the developer. So we don't reshoot those grades or the time it's being done. I did follow up with them on the grade question that's been asked by the board on numerous occasions in regards to the grading ordinance. We're working through some questions that resulted from that investigation with their engineer. So that's something else that's going on right now. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things going on right now. Just kind of following up on where we are on that to try to remain diligent on it.
Do you see any need for us to add that to a list of things, a checklist of things that need done before it's turned over? Because we don't have the old school people doing the work anymore. We have to get it in, get it done, get paid, get out.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't accepted any of that infrastructure yet. So
Do you think, would you have a conversation with Kevin and Jeff, and if you think we need to camera that, by all means, I'd rather have it done now. If there's any issues, if things didn't go together, pipe slid, let's deal with it. Let them deal with it. Let them pay for it, not the taxpayers.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying. If it's something that everybody feels strongly about, we can certainly pursue it.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Anything else, Rob?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Questions?
You're on top of the project.
Yeah, we did, also the item that's coming up later on the agenda, we did meet in the field on that, so we'll have some input into that.
Okay.
as well.
And thank you very much for the meeting with the supervisors. I think it was very productive,
I thought so.
and we have to learn from this. This can't happen again in another project. Just can't happen again. You know, whatever we need to do to change our rules and regulations, so we're covered and it's billable hours to the developer. We can't have this. We just can't have this. And people that live next to these projects, it's not fair to them either. It's wrong. So anything we can do to see to it doesn't happen again, you let us know and we'll make whatever appropriate changes we need.
Thanks, Rob. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, number 8, unfinished business. There is none this evening. Under new business, at this time, a discussion concerning a request for a roadside mirror replacement on Locust Avenue at the intersection with Farley Road. And I understand there's some folks here from Farley Road, and here's your chance to come up and explain to us. Okay.
You're gonna have to state your name and address when you speak, please.
Should I come up?
Come up to the
Yes.
podium, yes. State your name right here.
My name's Jacob Braddish. I live on 13 Forest Street. I stay here. And we need a mirror on Locust Road. I will soon would take to get results on it because you can't see nothing coming up. It's a blind coming up, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can't see nothing. And somebody's gonna get killed on that road. So all that, we'd like to know how soon can we get results on it? To get a new mirror replaced up there.
Yeah, we're gonna speak that in a minute, since this is on the agenda here, but, basically, you want the mirror replaced.
Yeah.
We'll tell you what we know about mirror replacement.
Am I right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other requests?
Anybody else?
For example, if the mirror can't be replaced, do you have another suggestion?
Well, with the technology they have today, maybe you could do something else down there, you know, to alert us. I mean, to alert the motorists, when we're coming down. You know what I'm saying?
I know,
We're coming down the road.
about.
We're coming down the road
Yeah.
to get out. It's one way going up, one way coming down, and it's 2 ways on Locust, you know. That's a state road, so. But, I don't think, the mirror is one thing, like I said, it could be something else. But,
Okay, let somebody else.
okay, somebody else wants?
State your name and address.
My name's Beth Ann Hodges, 16 Farley Avenue. It's the mirror, you know, it's been there forever, but the thing is, it's safety. Without that mirror, I don't know how else we would see to get out. Just even last night, I ran home, got my daughter going down the hill. It was dark, you really couldn't see through the mirror because it got a film on it for when they did that road construction. And I almost got broadside. Just asking you guys for help, I need help with something. If there's no mirror, I don't know if you'd go stoplight, if you would dig out those hills where you could see or what. I don't know the solution. I'm just asking for your help. I even stabbed my uncle and my stepmother. I don't let them come over and visit anymore because it's so dangerous. Well, yeah. Thank you.
Anyone else in the group? Come up, state your name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Melissa Boychuk. I live at 17 Farley. I previously lived at 13 Farley as well. I've lived there my whole life. My parents bought the house that I grew up in May of 1973. So I've been there for over 50 years now. It's always been a challenge to get off of Farley onto Lucas. We've had several different mirrors through the years. And I was a youth, so I have no idea who did that or how it happened. And our former neighbor, Ted Sikora, who passed away, he would typically put on the horn and just pray when he would tear out Farley. And he made it to 103, so that's good. But especially in today's world where we have so many delivery drivers as well, the Amazon drivers, four-star pizza coming by, people that aren't as familiar with Farley. I know we're not very many on our street, but there are so many others who aren't familiar, and I fear for them as well coming off of our street.
How many people live in that street? How many homes live in that street?
14?
14, yeah.
Yeah, we're very small, but I know my next door neighbor runs a business and he's getting deliveries all day long from Amazon and UPS and FedEx. So it's more than just us few neighbors, although we're very important, but also just the community in general. So direction or assistance would be greatly appreciated.
I asked you a question that I asked the gentleman before you. Do you have any other suggestions besides replacing the mirror? Do you have any other ideas? What to help that out?
The mirror has worked in the 50 years that I've been there. It's not 100% because obviously it gets fogged up sometimes. It can ice over in the winter, and as Bethany stated, it has that film on it from the road construction currently. Other than having someone there full time or some sort of signal, but the way those roads are, and especially in the spring and summer when the trees grow out, it is very challenging. So I apologize, I do not have an alternate solution, but the mirror has worked.
But the mirror, right?
I love the mirror, I just wish it worked better right now.
Yeah, gotcha. Hey, Mr. Ziegler, would anyone else in the group like to speak? Mr. Ziegler, would you give an update on concerning the mirror, what the state law is and so forth?
Yes, yes, I will. So you have in your packet a letter from Chief Hill and some correspondence that he pulled, strike-off letter from PennDOT. Unfortunately, regarding roadside mirrors, PennDOT advises they'll no longer install or approve requests to install mirrors in the right-of-way of state highways. So what that means is that they're not going to force anyone to take them down, but when the time comes for them to be replaced, they're not going to allow them to go back up there. So that's kind of where it stands with installing new mirrors or replacement mirrors. I can say that I went up myself to take a look at this whenever I got it, and I can confirm everything everyone's saying. It is absolutely not a safe place to pull out of.
Not a safe place.
Yeah. And a couple of supervisors also went up at a later time, and our engineer, they can speak to it as well. It's my recommendation or thought on it would be, it is a state highway, since PennDOT saying you can't have a mirror there, that we write a letter, get on record, write a letter to PennDOT, and request that they do a traffic study, do whatever's necessary to look at the situation, and then come back with what they think we should do or what they should do to correct the situation. And that could be anything from, I'm just saying, it could be anything from creating an intersection there, or maybe laying that back a little bit there, that first property on the left when you're pulling out, something like that. But since it is a state highway and highway occupancy permit from PennDOT or some sort of permit would be required, that's what I would recommend we go with first.
Like Jeff said, the 3 supervisors and the engineer and him, we went up there and met one day. That is beyond unsafe.
Oh, it is.
Beyond. I mean, beyond. I was actually standing out in the road so your residents could get out because it's just unsafe. And there's not, a new mirror is not going back. That's not going to happen. So, but because there was a mirror there, our engineer feels that there's a good chance that we could maybe get a stop sign, 3-way stop sign put in. And that's what we're working on. But in the meantime, I spoke with Kevin and we talked about, we can't take our big mower out because it wouldn't be safe for the house, but maybe we could get permission from the property owner and cut the brush back, what little bits there. That will not hurt people coming up. George and I spoke with the manager at Swanee Broughton, because Swanee Broughton does the buses there, and got his thoughts on it and how dangerous it is. And it's just, there's no other way to put it. It's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
Somebody's going to get killed on that.
I wonder where you people, I walked away from that. I said, where these people been for years? It's not even acceptable. And the sad part about it, we've got 3 or 4 more of them in the township that need addressed, but that's probably by far the worst. And we also talked about if we could work with the property owner and township, because the township's responsible, it's a 30, it's a state road, it's 35 mile an hour, township's responsible for 350 feet. At some point in time, down through there about 80 feet, there was a sign. There's a sign that's a state sign. It's laying in the sign's not there, but the post is there. I don't know if they had a slow driveway. I don't know what sign was there. Maybe we could check on that.
There was a sign, it was, sorry. It was like a T sign, like there was a road coming.
Right.
But it seemed to, it wasn't to our road, it was that cut road further down that was on to Oak Spring.
No, this one's right up next to 4.
That's correct, that's what the sign, but the sign, instead of being a T that would show like a line here with Farley,
Yeah.
it went the other way, it had a line, but then going
Okay.
that way for that road that's just.
Stand there for a minute. Rob, tell me what you saw down there. Did you go down and take a look at that?
Yeah, we did, and we did a little bit of follow-up work too, just kind of look at the intersection, geometry of the intersection, from what we could tell without doing actual field survey, plus looking at the approximate approach grade and the speed limit, and, you know,
What is the speed limit on that road?
35 miles an hour. And, you know,
25 on the bend, wasn't it, or 20,
Yeah,
there's
25.
20 25 on that
Speed
bend.
limit's 35.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're over 200 feet required sight distance on both directions. Again, we didn't do field survey, but based on the limited information we have together, I think the intersection would easily qualify for a three-way stop sign. But somebody has to do the traffic study. So it's a matter of, you know, how does PennDOT want to proceed with that? And I think we need to reach out to PennDOT, let them know what's going on. I think the fact of the matter that they had a mirror there for all these years suggests that they recognized that it wasn't safe to begin with, maintained it for all these years, and now at this point they're not replacing them anymore. Almost we've got to kind of push. We're gonna have to push them a little bit, but I think that's the path.
Hey, folks, you know.
Bob, can I say something?
Go ahead, Mark.
Because Rob said that, so my question is, what the township, state to put it up or the township?
It's the township.
Anybody know?
The township before PennDOT said that they gave you a false security and they would no longer allow them on their road. Because we looked into one for the end of Fish Road and I had the chief look into it. And PennDOT will not take responsibility anymore for mirrors in their right of way.
So do we put it up for us or?
Yeah, there was one up, a box truck took it out and I replaced it 10 years ago when I was in Kevin's position.
Rob said the state put it up, I just want that known, that state didn't put that up, we put that up.
Yeah, we put it up twice. They got taken out by a box truck.
Did the state put the original one up?
No, the residents put a little square. It actually looked like a mirror, a bathroom. It fogged up all the time.
That's
so we
probably
put-
Texaco.
But I want to tell you folks, Kevin Montgomery, he has been on this. He gets it. We get it. Now it's up to us to push PennDOT to make something happen.
I also took a ride around in Amwell and I found 2 mirrors in people's driveways. They put up themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, but in order to put
But because of the responsibility and the township can't take on that responsibility, the resident will.
But I know in Bentleyville, they tried doing that if they're putting the people wanted a mirror put on their, on a state road there. State's not gonna allow them to put that mirror on that state road. Best thing to do is, like I think someone said, you need to send a letter to PennDOT, because we have this in Buffalo Township. We have a bad intersection there. Send a letter to District 12 saying we have an issue with this intersection, that you want to have some type of traffic study done to determine what's the problem is, what how it can solve. That's what you have to do.
Put a little bait in on it too, tell them that we will do the winter maintenance from Wilbert to Oak Springs because we have to anyway, because there's always cars stuck on that hill. Might as well get paid to do it.
Folks,
I don't know how many times I wound up through there and had to put it through.
just keep in mind, we're going to, depend on time. That done in 2 days. You have to work at it. You know? We'll work to do that. We'll work at it.
How long will it take to get results? About maybe 6 months?
That's what they generally do, or a year, 2 years. But we're
Why is it a year?
Meanwhile, what do we do? Go out and pray?
Go ahead, Mark. You want to say something?
One of my questions, though, it could take 2 to 5 years for them.
2 to 5 years.
It takes
And
time.
I know we're not allowed to put a sign up, but we put it here up and have them, all the residents sign off that if something happens, it's not on the township.
But it's not just the residents though. We also discussed, and the lady that owns the property there, I had a discussion with her. She said the only way you're gonna solve this problem is to put a stop sign up, period. And we had already accepted the fact that the state wasn't going to do it till the engineer said, wait a minute, we have an existing problem. They've taken away solution number one. And it really wasn't a good Band-Aid, because some people drive a Jeep, some people drive a Fiat, some people drive a Suburban. Everybody's different. Everybody sits in the car different. Everybody looks at the mirror different. And the solution might be to work with the property owner and shave that bank back, so at least
There
they
you
can
go.
see you
That's
and
what
you
you
can
need.
see them.
It needs to grade all up there, and again, and shave that bank back.
I think if we mowed it back, it's not gonna hurt
You got the
anything.
tree line too. A
Yes.
tree line.
Part
Yes.
of the issue for myself is that since that paving, even tonight, like, sure, at night, there's headlights, but the road is so black now
Yeah.
that God help you, if you have a black car with no daytime running lights and you're coming up that hill, because of that film on the mirror right now, I cannot see you. Literally pulling out here tonight, a car was this far away from me because they come up that hill, they're not used to people coming down.
Can we clean the mirror? Would that help it? You mentioned that there was a film.
Kevin already did.
Kevin did it.
Kevin did, okay.
We're good?
He told me that, I forgot. Well, then should we just consider shaving the bank back?
We are allowed to put up a hidden driveway. They now make a sign that will show Farley from any other one, 2 intersections. You can put up a hidden driveway. The only thing you gotta get through Uniontown PennDOT is a request for change of speed. But we can put warning signs on. You can put a hidden driveway sign. You know which one I'm talking about. It's a straight road and then there's offset fields. But as people know, there's 2 intersections. Do that on both sides.
But I started to say, that lady that lived there, she says, the only thing that's going to slow them down is a stop sign. She said, it's not only that. And I thought to myself, people don't know what stop signs are.
They go right through.
They go right through them. So
Yeah.
and the permanent solution, if we shave the dirt off of it, and you don't have to go clear down, just enough where you can
We can
see.
see, yeah.
And,
that's
you know,
the thing.
probably 100 feet, maybe go back 3 foot at the top or experiment with it so we can increase the sight line. You know, that, to me, that's something that we can do in a house.
And you know what, one other thing, take all them trees out.
Yeah,
Because in the springtime, it's so dark, I mean, it's shady, you know? Once the leaves come on, it's real shady, you can't see nothing come up there.
Rob, I believe that's a.
And the winter's even worse. The mirror gets covered up with snow or ice, you can't see nothing.
and if you won't need the mirror if you can see.
Correct.
Well, I mean, yeah, we gotta get that mirror out of there, we gotta shave that all back and everything.
Oh, excuse me, Kevin, what do you think about the situation?
I agree with the residents. It's a bad spot. You know, the mirror, we put them up for years and it's never, we could never get it adjusted perfectly. Like say snow on it.
What about what Mr. Bowles talking about?
I mean,
Do we shave it back? Would that help?
if we get permission to shave that back, I'll have the guys up there and we'll get it shaved back.
I believe that's a 50-foot right of way, so you'll have to watch you don't encroach someone's private property.
So do you trust us to measure that, or do we need to get the engineer to send a survey crew out and do that?
There should be, if you can find the pins, there's usually a pin every other property that's showing the center of the road. And you could, if we had to do that up on 4, I found the pin, the survey pins. You could get a close estimate or get permission to go on the property, but you also better go with Rob, because you have a major stream right below that. Yeah, right at the bottom under the bridge.
There'd be a pole have to be moved also, I would say.
How do you folks feel about that? What Mr. Bull said?
We should at least try that, start that.
Yes.
Do something, we gotta do something.
Okay.
Well, if that solves the problem, then you don't need the stop signs.
That's right.
Then you don't have problem with traction.
Exactly.
I'd hate to be coming up the hill and try to pull in Farley on a Sunday night after a good snow.
25 mile an hour, the township road that enters the state road, we're responsible for sight distance of 200 feet. But 200 feet, we can cut, no, of course, no.
Well,
I
if
mean,
it's
for 200 feet, we're allowed to go up and cut that.
Cut trims, daylight, not excavate.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Do we need permission from PennDOT to excavate?
I think you do.
Yeah.
I think you're working that right away.
So right away, not ours.
I don't think you'd have trouble getting permission to do it, but I think you need to have permission. You're gonna be working, some of that work's done from that road, right? So
Okay, folks.
Who do we assign that to tonight to get permission to do that?
we need to get a hold of PennDOT. So, I mean, Jeff and I can get with PennDOT.
Yeah.
Get a hold of Rob,
How
I'll
the
say.
issue goes.
And Mr. Chairman, I think too, like, we get a hold of, Mr. Chairman, I said, once we can get a hold of PennDOT, we can also get a copy of that letter to our local representatives too, to kind of let them know that this is urgent, this is important, try and get them to put a little extra pressure on PennDOT that deal quicker about it.
Something's gonna happen, but, we're gonna meet discussing that in the next day or two and see what we come up with. About taking the generator here, I'm sure we come up with some type of we move forward and try to help you out, okay? And we'll keep you,
Thank you.
we'll keep you informed too.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll let you know
Thank
what's
you
going
so
on.
much.
Okay, thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you helping us out. Okay, thanks a lot. Let's go on to, letter B, motion accepting the South Bavine Township audit for financial year 2023. It has been tabled, so I'm asking for a motion removed from the table.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Need a second.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. All in favor of remove from the table, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, so remove from the table. Now, another motion to accept the South Bavine Township audit for financial year 2023. I need a motion for that.
Make that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Grego.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy, for the second. Any discussion on this issue?
Mr. Chairman, I have some, after further review of this, I'm still not comfortable, especially with the pension part of it and how it was paid. And I've been to several meetings, Board of Supervisors meetings about a penalty that needed to be paid. And the residents of the township ended up having to pay this around $35,000 penalty. So I can't find the answers that I'm looking for in this audit. And with that,
The penalties were 2022, correct? Right. Yeah, 2023, we paid them on time.
2023 was paid on time.
That was for 2020.
That was for 2022.
is there anything that we could go back and recoup that money? Or he was bonded? Or why should the residents of the township have to pay those penalties? Was he instructed to not pay them? Did he take it upon himself? I just think we were elected by the township residents to oversee this, and there's been talk about cutting costs and printing paper and everything else, and we got to be accountable. And we're going to walk away from $35,000 or so. I don't think it's right, and it can't happen again.
What galls my rear end is the night that the check was written for that, The check was written, I believe, in September. Don't hold me to this. It was never turned in till the next April. So the check that was written that night and was voted on to be paid, I believe it was the September meeting, but at the same meeting, the manager said that we're in great financial position and we can order a $1.3 million fire truck. So we can't pay our pensions for our employees, but we can go order a $1.3 million fire truck. And when I look at our financial reports, and I have some questions too, I'm not going to vote to accept it just because I have questions, but we pretty much have leased every vehicle we own. We've leased the last equipment we bought. I mean, everything we do is on time. And I don't understand that. I mean, I just don't understand that. The last municipality I sat on the board, you didn't buy it unless you had the money to pay for it. And we never had these problems. And I know that things are getting better. Don't get me wrong. Things are getting better. The fund balance is getting better. Things are improving. We have better people in place to do everything. But I still think we have some questions that need answered and some research that needs done. And there's just so many things that can continue to improve and can continue to get better and need to.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Can I?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mark.
What, can you tell me what questions, what research, what do you want us to do? I can tell you exactly what happened back then. You want to know? I mean, what do you want? What do you want to know? What do you want to?
In another 60 days, when I slow down a little bit, when I've tried to ask questions, I've been well, we'll just let that go.
What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
Well,
no, Mr. Bull, what do you want to know? I'm not going to go through this. What do you want to know? What kind of research you want to do? I need to know that so that I can write that down and let you know.
And I'll get that for you, Mark.
So you want to table it again? I mean.
No, you guys go ahead and vote on it. I'm going to vote no. That's it. Go ahead and vote on it.
Hey, Mark, that's for another day, okay? We have a motion and a second, and we've had some discussion on it. You want to say something?
Are you happy with the 2023 audit?
The 2023 audit, yes, yes.
That's what we're voting on, the 2023 audit, not the 2022.
We might have asked Mr. Ziegler, are you satisfied with the audit?
Yeah, this 2023 audit went very smoothly, very satisfied. As has been said, the fund balance is going up, things are looking good.
Okay, well, let's move on. We have a motion and a second. We need to question. Let's have a roll call vote on this, Mr. Ziegler. Let me keep in mind the chairman is the last person to vote.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Rowan?
No.
Mr. Grego?
Yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Mr. Bull?
No.
And Mr. Weber?
Yes.
Motion passes 3-2.
Thank you. Okay. Letter C, presentation. How do you pronounce your name? Your last name?
Dugan.
What is it?
Dugan, D-U-G-A.
I said a different name.
Oh, no, Mr. Dugan is letter F. You're looking at letter C, Mr. from Berkshire Hathaway.
I'm sorry, how do you pronounce your name?
Calais.
Sorry. Please state your name and your address, of course, but basically what we've asked you to do here, give us an overview of what your plans for development. Keep in mind, this is not a conditional use application at this time, okay? All you're gonna do is give an overview of what you would like to do. And we're gonna be good listeners on this because we're not at the point where we need to ask questions about this and that, for a conditional use stuff. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Daniel Calais. My address is 302 Avenbrook Lane, Benicia, PA. I work with Berkshire Hathaway. Our office is at 1679 Washington Road in Mount Lebanon. We were hired by the Desmond Estate to settle approximately 16 properties for the Desmond Estate. Property of 1045 Locust is approximately 63 plus acres, was one of them. We were in negotiations with a local developer here. We hammered out all the legal ease on between their attorney and our attorney. And at the 11th hour, we found out that the substation that would be servicing that property is at capacity or near capacity. So I spoke with Jerry, spoke with Ouija. They kept, we kept going back and forth. And they finally said, you should get on the agenda, come to the meeting here, which we're doing currently. I guess what we need from our standpoint is, what is the future plan of this? Are they gonna upgrade that? I mean, we have another developer that just came on board 2 weeks ago. And as soon as they found out, the source situation, they backed off. Basically, this property is useless without, a serviceable service to it. You're talking 72 plus homes. I mean, that's a hell of a tax base to just throw away. I would think the township would want, future development for other residents and housing in the township. And I know there's 2 different townships, Chartiers and Soster Bank. I could be wrong. I'm just telling you what was told to me. But they have to find out who's going to bear the cost of this. Plus, Beach is involved in it. So I was told that Soster Bank got $1 million grant for this, and there has to be additional monies, brought by other parties. And that's where we're at right now.
He told you South Maine got $1 million grant for that.
That was Ouija or Jerry.
No, that's not accurate. Was it for that project, or was it for that pump station?
We're talking about TAC. Just TAC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Traditionally, according to municipal planning code, the developer pays for the upgrades that are needed.
and that's what we need to know.
Yeah, that's.
So they pay for municipal upgrades to the substation. So that's the developer's responsibility. Because that specific developer has a plan now, I believe it's going on, that has been stopped also. So I mean, I would take it, he does, a local developer, he knows what the rules are. Whether he's playing dumb or, just seeing who else could foot the bill on this, I don't know. But this is good information, then I can go back to them and sit down with them and say, hey, listen, this is your responsibility. This is part of your due diligence period on developing this property.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For your overview. We understand where you're coming from. We understand now. We give you information we needed here. We give you the information you needed here. So thank you very much for coming in.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Letter D, motion to approve a 2-year employment agreement with Jeff Ziegler for the position of South Surveying Township Manager.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Any further discussion on the matter? Now let's let that fly. That's the first. Okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mark. Motion passes 5-0. Thank you, guys. Letter E, motion to approve the hire of Norman Arthur to the position of labor mechanic with the Public Works Department per the recommendation of the township manager. Want to give a little briefing on that, Mr. Ziegler?
Yes, I would.
If Kevin wants to add to, he can make also.
So the township received 39 applications for the open position of labor mechanic, which came into being when Kevin was promoted to Public Works Director. The hiring committee reviewed the applications, and 6 people were scheduled for interviews. We did the interviews, and the committee and myself are recommending Mr. Norman Arthur for the position to begin on July 29th. Mr. Arthur is a graduate of Trinity High School. He lives in Amity. He did work for 18 years at Ron's Garage, working on maintenance mechanic for fire trucks and other trucks. Business was sold to Glick Fire Equipment. He continued to work for them over the last 2 years as a mechanic in that capacity, and he's interested in now working for the township. So we're excited to have him.
Just going through the interviews, I recommend the board hire Mr. Arthur. I think he'll do a good job.
You feel comfortable with it,
Yes.
right? Motion to approve the hire.
I'll make that move.
Thank, Mark. The second, please.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Grego. No need for further discussion. All in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mark. Motion passes 5-0. Okay, now it's your turn. I'm sorry about that. Why don't you take your name and address, please?
Evening. My name's Joseph Dugan, and I live at 22 Green Crescent Drive. I'm here representing PAC 1315, Cub Scout PAC 1315. We have a request in. I talked to Mr. Zegler to host our Halloween party this year at the South Rank Community Park. Reason it requires the request is because we want to do a few unconventional events. One being a pumpkin chuck, and the other one being a hayride. The pumpkin chuck would be utilizing like catapult, some catapults and trebuchets. There is a open field just to the west of the soccer field that we would shoot them into. And then the hayride would go into a northwestern field from the park's center, also not on the track, but off the track. And then we would have activities there at the pavilion and food and whatnot. Approximately would be on, I think it's October 24th. It's a Thursday evening. Probably would be around from 6 to 9, approximately 3 hours. Gives us time on the front end and the back end for cleanup. And that's what we're going to do. I've been asked to obtain a certificate of insurance, which I'm working on obtaining from Boy Scouts of America Laurel Highlands Council. Shouldn't be an issue to name the township on that certificate of insurance. And I'm here to field any questions.
Hold one section. Mr. Ziegler, you read that one section there. Let's read through that for us so everybody understands this one. Is the cost for the use of the pavilion.
Yeah, I get that one. So also, in addition to certificate of insurance, I think we would ask the solicitor if we could prepare an indemnification hold harmless agreement for the township.
I'll send you something tomorrow.
Yeah, I didn't want to task you with that until we're see how the board wanted to go on this. But so the cost of using the pavilion is $225, and the field cost is $60. While the Scouts have not asked for a waiver of the fee, Mr. Dugan went to the Parks and Rec Commission and talked with them the other night, and they are recommending approval of this request and also recommending waiving the fee. The Scouts are going to be helping out with community days. They're also going to be donating some trees to the park. To be good neighbors, that might be something you might want to consider.
I think we'll consider that. Or I think we'll be.
Is that day open?
It is.
Yeah, any of the board members have a question?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead, Mark.
Side by side, pulling a hay wagon.
I'm sorry, I said.
Concerned about using a side-by-side.
Horsepower tractor, I'd be more than happy to come pull your hay wagon. I know side by sides go about 60 miles an hour. And I don't know that they would handle if you had to stop for a whatever, but I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not comfortable with that.
So, actually, in addition to this, I would like to go down prior to the event to route recon with the side-by-side and trailer to ensure that it's safe and you know, the route that I'm proposing or thinking of actually will work before I start putting kids on.
He's offering his tractors.
Oh, okay.
To pull your.
Can I test it out first and see how it goes? I prefer to use, I don't want to be responsible for anyone else's equipment. That's okay. And if it works with the side-by-side, then I don't have to worry about borrowing someone else's piece.
As long as the side-by-side goes under 10 miles an hour.
Say again?
Because I know side-by-side are. They go about 60, and I don't want somebody pulling a hay wagon at 60.
Oh, no, they're gonna have, it's gonna have,
slow.
yeah, it's gonna have kids on the back of it. Yeah, absolutely.
We had an issue at Washington Park where we had to go to four-wheel drive trucks because the small International 110s had a problem stopping them when we had hay rides at Washington Park. That's gonna be the issue. You gotta make sure you get stopped.
Yeah, you can't get stopped with pulling that. And the state updated, I think it was 3 years ago, the regulations for hay rides. And I would suggest before you go any further with this, that you and you tell your insurance company you're gonna do it, that you read the regulations, just to be sure that you're willing to comply with all the new regulations that were put in place.
What about our 51? All right, four-wheel drive battling.
Yeah, the township's got something before.
Yeah, could we, I would be fine with one of Kevin's employees who is good on the tractor, drive the tractor, it's four-wheel drive, it pulls 15-foot backling, and it's heavy enough. If it has to stop, it's gonna stop the heck back.
You want to be safe.
Yeah, we don't want any kids getting hurt.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, just for clarity, it's not gonna be on any road, right? It would be.
Within the park, right?
Yeah.
I'd feel better if it was on the road, because at least on the road, you can get stopped. You get a due on that, mate, on the grass, you may not get stopped.
Kevin, would you be okay if the board approves using our tractor and having one of your operators operate for the Boy Scouts? Because that's what we did at Washington Park. We ended up borrowing from the city of Washington, and they sent an operator.
How do you feel about that?
I have no issues with that, as long as I can still coordinate a day prior to the event to plan it out. I don't want to go there day of to figure out a route that works and whatnot. So, whomever I have to coordinate with, Kevin, I'll get your contact information, sir, before I leave. And then, that works for me.
I feel better.
I lived it.
It was scary.
Somebody can try. Any other board members have any questions?
I make a motion for
You make a motion to approve with waiving the fee, right?
Yeah, wait to see, but they have to use, something more than the sidewalk side pull ahead. And I don't know what size hay wagon. I got a bigger hay wagon.
How big's your hay wagon? You know that already?
It's just a trailer that we have. I'd have to get the exact size. It's my brother's trailer. Unless you have something that you can attach to your trailer.
If you're gonna work with Kevin, you'll know exactly what is good and what is.
I'll talk.
So you're not talking a 16-foot farm hay wagon, you want to pull a smaller trailer.
Yeah, if possible. I mean,
That's a horse of a different color. Yeah, because
I'll talk to,
I'll be
Kevin.
honest with you, just for, I've worked in the farm equipment industry all my life, and there's nothing more dangerous than a bad operator on an underpowered tractor with 20, 25, 30 people in the back, moving around, jumping around in the dark, an unfamiliar area, with dew on the grass. I mean, you're breaking every rule in the book for safety, every rule. And I will caution you. I understand wanting to have a hayride. I get that, but you might be better off just to go on a midnight hike.
Okay, that's Mr. Maple.
Yes.
Just so we're protected here, how should this motion read? Is that simple as what Mark said, or should we say something?
So I think the motion, if you want to craft, I'll help you craft the motion. A motion to authorize the Cub Scouts to use the South Bay Township Community Park on October 24th, subject to the following conditions: offset 1, provide the appropriate insurance to the township, naming the township as additional insured. 2, executing an indemnification agreement to the satisfaction of the township. 3, utilizing the appropriate tractor / side-by-side to pull this hay wagon. I think, and 4, do you want to waive the fees also?
Yes.
Yes.
And 4, to waive any and all fees that would be incurred for the use of the park on that date and time. That should be your motion.
Okay. Mark, you okay with that?
Yep, so moved.
We have that. We get a second. Thanks, George. All those in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
You opposed?
Nope, aye.
Okay. Motion. Mr. Wolf, you said something.
Motion carries.
Motion carries 5-0. The motion carries. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming over.
Thank you for your time.
You're very welcome. Number 10, motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Second, thank you. All in favor to adjourn, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Hey, thanks, folks, for coming over.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See you later.